Good evening and welcome to the Paulding County Board of Commissioners August 23rd, 2016 board meeting. We'll welcome all of our invited guests and elected officials. I see Sheriff Gary Gullich in the crowd. Am I missing any other elected officials? Thank you all for being here. Marshall, would you bring them? Our invocation today will be brought to us by Commissioner Todd Pownell, and right after that, the presentation of colors by Cub Scout Pack 1916. Would you stand with me if you're able?
Go to the Lord in prayer. Father God, right now I just come to you and I just say thank you for watching over us, protecting us, and blessing us each and every day. I pray a special prayer down upon each and every family represented here tonight. And you've laid something on my heart for the last 6 months. And I just pray that you'll just show us what the purpose for Paulding is, what purpose you have for your people, what purpose you have for your commissioners, your leaders in the community, the citizens, our children, just the purpose for Paulding. If you will help lead us, guide us, and direct us in that direction. I pray for unity. I pray that this board can work together the remainder of the year. I pray for the incoming chairman that we'll work together and that we'll continue to do the business of the citizens of Paulding County, and we'll look over and watch over and take care of our citizens for today, tomorrow, and our future, our employees, and just each and every person that you have here in Paulding County. I thank you for our county. I thank you for your love, and I thank you for the people that you've blessed us with each and every day that we're around. In Jesus' precious name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Forward. Mark. Present. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ready? Two. Both colors.
Aren't they manly? You want some more TV time? Oh, they're precious.
Good job, guys.
Thank you for that prayer. Minutes action on August the 9th, 2016 work session minutes and August 9th, 2016 millage rate public hearing minutes and August 9th, 2016 board meeting minutes. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any abstain? Any against? Carries 5-0. We have something sort of off the record here. Travis Boatwright has asked us to come speak about flood victims in Louisiana.
Appreciate the opportunity. I was going to mention this morning and I forgot. After all the flood waters receded, we have about 200 members. And these were people that was out saving lives. Now their property, they're trying to, clean the wet sheetrock out, the carpet. They've actually set up a command post there to help the local public safety folk with their efforts there, to help them clean out and, try to rebuild. So we got some boots on the ground there now. They've also took like debit cards, for financial assistance. So I just wanted to let everybody know about that. There's actually a website for the relief fund. It's on my Facebook page, the association Facebook page, but it's pretty simple. It's foundation.iff.org, and you can go in there and make contributions for their efforts there in Baton Rouge. So I appreciate the time. Thank you.
One more time on that, foundationiff.org.
Yes, it's foundation.iaff.org. Yes, IAFF. They also have a thing set up through Amazon where you actually make an Amazon purchase and they do 5% towards the charitable foundation. And,
I know they've been putting tractor trailers together and stuff and sending it from Georgia out there, so thank you for bringing this to our attention.
Yeah, and that actually reminded me also, we're supposed to be getting briefed. Georgia's supposed to be sending some locals out there, for some, help and labor. Right now, I know there's some guys from Arkansas that I know personally that's on the ground there at the command post. So they're just, getting started on their efforts there. Like I said, once the flood water is received, then these guys have the mess to clean up at their own house. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, Travis.
We announced this earlier today, but the Board of Commissioners' regular meeting previously scheduled for September the 13th at 2 p.m. will be postponed to 7 p.m. That same day due to water and sewer revenue bond sale. So they'll be making preparation in that part of the day, and then that evening we will vote. Forgot to bring the picture in, but we got a nice picture today. Lori, Cindy, you want to discuss that more?
We had members of our program team, our design build companies that are working on our raw water line, and our engineering staff from Paulding Water, who were making a site visit to the American Pipe facility in Columbia, South Carolina, where they were actually observing the pipe that will be used on our raw water line under construction.
Oh, isn't that neat? That's great. Thank you so much. Sheriff, if you don't mind coming forward, you spoke of this morning, the Lamar Hunton 13th Annual Memorial Ride.
Flyer, I got some numbers in my head, I can't remember my name last time.
Join the club.
Yeah, thank y'all again for allowing us to do this. This year will be our 13th annual Lamar Hunting Ride. All the money goes to benefit the Georgia Sheriff Youth Homes. Registration is going to begin at 8:30 at the Colton Senior Center at 54 Industrial Way across from our jail. Pre-registration by September the 9th, you're going to be guaranteed a t-shirt, $35 a bike and $15 a passenger. We're going to ride a lot of back roads in Paulding, probably about a 70-mile ride, and we'll end up at Burnt Park and that beautiful place, and have dinner and raffle and give away some good stuff. It's always a good time. Everybody has a good time. Hopefully, in the 13 years I've been associated with it, we ain't had nobody hurt. That's a good thing. So.
I had several people ask me, you want me to tell them who Lamar Hunton is?
Yeah, Lamar Hunton was our chief jail administrator for years under Sheriff Grogan and then under Sheriff Harris, and then he died. It's been, I don't remember the date. Got too many numbers in my head. But we did this in his honor because he's the one that started the ride. He was the first one that got it going.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. And there's flyers in the back room if anybody'd like to get one.
Thank you very much. No invited guest bid awards, action to approve the purchase of an aerial platform truck to Fireline Incorporated in the amount of $1,040,863. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. Number 2, action to award the low bidder C.W. Matthews Contracting Company Incorporated in the amount of $2,493,775.20 for the 2016 asphalt project contract 1 to resurface 11.49 miles on Ridge Road, Main Mitchell Road in Bob Hunt, located in posts 2 and 3. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. Number 3, action to award the low bidder C.W. Matthews Contracting Company Incorporated in the amount of $2,337,779.84 for the 2016 asphalt project contract to resurface 9.83 miles of Davos Bridge Road, High Shoals Road, located in Post 4. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. Number 4, action to award the low bidder C.W. Matthews Contracting in the amount of $1,456,763.10 for the 2016 asphalt project contract to resurface 6.41 miles of Paul Aiken Road, Coe Lake Road, Hart Road, and Holland Road, located in Post 1 and 2. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion?
Yeah, I'm gonna abstain from this one because my road is on here.
Okay.
I've asked Scott not to pave it for 5 years. And he told me I didn't have a choice anymore, so I've got a lot of neighbors that will be happy, but I've got several that aren't gonna be happy. They like it, they like the potholes.
Scott's described those to me as traffic calming devices.
Get those Hiram pavers down there.
There is a motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And
Abstain.
one abstention. Number 5, action to award the low bidder C.W. Matthews Contracting Company Incorporated in the amount of $1,486,348.68 for the 2016 asphalt project contract number 4 to resurface 7.867 miles on various subdivision streets located in Post 1, Post 2, and Post 4. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Any other discussion?
Yeah, my street is on the list of streets there, so I'll abstain on this vote.
Okay. Getting a bunch of
Tony, when are they gonna pave your road?
There's a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And we have one abstention on that. No reports from committees and departments, public participation on agenda item. Dina, send one of these days. By the end of the year, I just call her Dina. Dina, 452 Summersby Drive, Dallas. Old business, I don't know.
Okay, I've had a chance to speak with most of you over the past few weeks in regards to my thoughts on the proposed budgets and mill rates, and I was in support of keeping the millage rate at 6.5 so that we could do some things, including some additional staffing in the public safety areas, as well as potentially looking at giving our employees a raise. I was glad to hear that projected revenues may be higher than initially forecast this morning, and we will be able to do some of the things that were in the budget at 6.5 mils. And since the projected revenues and expenses are slightly lower than what they would be at 6.5 mils, what we're proposing this morning constitutes a different budget than those that were published online. And as a result, I'm asking you to be open and transparent and table your vote on the budget tonight for 2 weeks and publish this new budget we discussed this morning with the new revenue and expenditure amount so that the public has a chance to review and provide meaningful commentary and feedback on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Consent agenda action on 2 consent agenda items. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Old business action to approve the fiscal year 2017 budget table from August the 9th, 2016 Board of Commissioners meeting. I'm going to make the motion to table, and I have 5 reasons for doing that. The budget has not been vetted by the public, and I didn't see it today myself until 4 o'clock. All the department heads and the constitutional officers were not contacted, and they've asked me for input from their departments. There's unforeseen expenses that unless you're in here doing the day-to-day, such as the closure of the landfill, which will cost millions of dollars. Number 4, the law bills are out of control. Just the BOC part, or the whole total budget in 2014 was $322,000. The BOC then was $70,190. 2015 it went up to $354,000. The BOC's budget went up to $118,000. And today we're 6 months in, and it's $182,000, and we're over by $5,000 where we were the whole year in 2014. And number 5, today you admittedly that you broke the open meetings law by discussing among the 4 commissioners that you had all talked about the budget
Hang on.
No, you can't get away with that.
No.
among yourselves.
No, sir.
And
Point of order,
clearly,
sir.
that breaks the law.
Mr.
Those are
Ross.
my 5 reasons. I'm the chairman, those are my 5 reasons.
We'll address that. Mr. Chairman, we did not break any open meeting laws. You know as well as anybody up here that 2 commissioners can get together and talk. At no point in time was ever 3 commissioners nor a quorum together. No time.
You discussed among yourself, you just said it on TV today,
We
that you
did.
had talked among yourselves,
We did.
and you have a budget to propose. That's breaking the open records, open meetings law.
Mr. Chairman, I've sat up here for 3 years, since October 3rd of 2013, and I've kept my cool. And it's all I can do right now to keep my cool. You're out of order for what you said. You're wrong. That's false. Nobody has broke any open meetings laws. I'm going to tell you that and you can say what you want when you're done, when I'm done. I'm going to tell you that you put out a proposed budget, the chairman's proposed budget, which is what you're supposed to do. You did not ask for any input from the 4 of us. You did have a visit from Mr. Collette. You said that you did not receive any input from anyone else. You did have phone calls from me. And in fact, not on your proposed budget, but yesterday I called you twice and never got a return phone call. I made a commitment 2 weeks ago that I would sit down and I would work on this budget because for the sake of unity and for the sake of some other things that went on, we felt like we needed to stick with the 6.1. I don't agree that that's what we needed to do, but at that time, that's what I felt like we needed to do. So we did that. I sat down and I talked to department heads, I talked to employees. I was in this building 2 weeks ago, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I felt the mood of things and I reacted and I put myself in a leadership position to do something about it. I made the commitment that I would. I spent time on the phone with Mr. Crow. I spent time on the phone with Mr. Collette. I spent very little time on the phone with Mr. Davis because of his job that he had and a family member that passed away last week that they knew was going to happen for the past week. And Ron, I'm sorry. Mr. Davis did what he needed to do for his family. And him and I met last night face to face, Mr. Davis and myself, and went over things. We had talked about things before. I had talked to the other post commissioners. We are doing what we feel like we need to do for our employees. We have went through a tough time in our country, and we've struggled in our economy. And we've done some of it on the backs of employees. You did not ask for any input on the chairman's proposed budget. Not only did you not ask any input, you didn't take the time that you needed to do, Mr. Running the day-to-day, to go to department heads and go employees and find out what they needed in order to provide the services that they need and that our citizens are requesting. You did not take the time to do it. I know it for a fact. You had the opportunity to do it. I promise you, the 4 men that are sitting up here, and I'll tell the community, as long as the next chairman that comes in office will be honest and open with us, these 4 men will work with the next chairman, which is more than what I can say that you've done. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate you making comments last week in the Paulding Neighbor. You enjoy making the comments and putting it out there while other people and their families suffer because of your comments. It's uncalled for. It doesn't need to happen. You have bullied employees over the last few years. You have not done the job that you need to do. We have picked up the ball and done what we feel like we need to do for our employees to move forward. We've tried to do it in unity, and you've decided that you don't want to work with us and allow us to do it. We have went over your proposed budget. I'm still talking. We have went over your proposed budget.
Thank you.
We tabled it. We asked for some time to look at it. I knew Mr. Davis could not vote for leaving the mill rate at 6.528 or 6.5. But I admired him for voting to allow us to go through the process, a process that I feel like a lot of citizens have told me and employees was very educational for all of us. We went through the process, we saw the needs, we did what we needed to do. We felt like with the mill rate, we tabled the budget, and then we moved on to do what we're doing here. Immediately after we left this meeting this morning, you went to work on sabotaging what was done. We have worked with you in unity when it comes to the mill rate. We may not agree, but we worked with you, we voted for it, and we decided that we needed to look at other options. And here we are today. It is time for our employees to be taken care of. It's time for a budget to be passed. And it's time for us to show the county unity. We may not agree on everything. And I've been made fun of before for saying, do the right thing. Because they say I say do the right thing. I can be made fun of all you want to. It doesn't matter. Nobody in here did it. But whether you want to do the right thing or you want to do the right thing that Todd says, if we had leadership in our county doing the right thing the entire time, we wouldn't be in the position we are in today. I want to work with you for the next few months, and I want to work with the new incoming chairman, and I want to do what we need to do for our employees and for our citizens and work together to move forward. It's time that we do it.
I published a budget on June 1st and asked for comment and got none. Got absolutely none. Now, y'all tell me if this is bulletin, being a bully. I sent out a statement today because I had department heads said, I wasn't asked. I didn't get asked anything. A blanket statement was made today in the BOC meeting that one or more of the proposed commissioners had contacted all department heads regarding the budget. Were you contacted? Simple question. Out of 16, 8 said no, they were not at all. And they would like input into this budget for their department, which they've had absolutely none. Now, there's a motion on the floor to table. I need a second.
We will.
I've got a question. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to clarify, or for you to clarify to me what you meant. If you said because Todd and I had a conversation about the budget, that's in violation of the Open Meetings Act. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying y'all said today that we've all met.
That's not what he asked.
That's what you did.
Do you think because Todd and I met and talked maybe for 20 minutes about the budget, do you feel that's in violation?
If you contacted another person during that conversation, yes.
What do you mean contact another person? If
What
him and I
about
just,
another commissioner?
no, we did not.
Okay.
Because I was gonna say, you and I sit in your office, you said you weren't contacted, but you and I sit in your
No,
office,
I
and discuss
said,
the budget for
no,
an
I
hour.
said you did. And the
Just a
previous
minute
day.
ago, you said no one contacted me, I did.
Okay, I was wrong on that, I'll say
If
you
we
did.
violated, then you and I violated also. That's all my point.
Okay.
I got a question. How could something that had good intentions turn into this?
Amen.
The county employees, I was working here in '09. In '09, we had a layoff of 13 people. And we accepted that layoff, it had to be done. Or did it? That's my question. Now, after the 13 people were laid off, we brought on a county administrator just before that. Then after the people were laid off, we brought on a community developer director that we had not filled in almost 3 years. While we're laying people off, we're giving this job, this position, the whole time the county employees are suffering the brunt of this thing. We took furlough days. We took all of our holidays, all 10 of them, said, you're still going to take your holidays, but you won't get paid for them. And then we decided that's not enough. We're going to close the county periodically. I know we went through a tough time in the economy. We had another layoff in September. 3 more people went. Then we had our stormwater division closed down. What I'm saying is the county employees have suffered beyond anything they should have had to suffer. They have lived under fear. There's been a tyranncy in the county, in this administration. People walk in that door scared to death. They don't know what's going to happen next. If they talk to somebody, they're constantly running scared. That is no way to run a business, to run a county. But when we talk about rolling these millage back, rolling back, we're back to '08 right now. Somewhere, somebody has to absorb this. In this case, it has been the county employees. So this time, when we looked at this thing, we went along with his budget, the millage rate rolled back, and then we intend, let's do something for the county employees. Morale is way down. People are leaving left and right. And let's do something to help them. Let's give them a shot in the arm. Let's give them a boost. And now we're trying to do something good for the county employees and for the county, believe it or not. If you got happy employees, they're going to do a better job for the public. If they have to come in here every day with a mullet grub thinking, I ain't had a raise, they got 4% in 7.5 years. There's one particular job in this county got a 32% raise in his time here. He's no longer here. But you look at his start salary and his leaving salary and do the math. This is wrong. And all we did as a board of commissioners is said, look, we'd like to do something for the county employees. And it's turned into this. Somebody help me with this.
Well, there's a motion on the floor.
You're not going to get a second.
I got a question.
I'm saying there's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I have a question for Tabitha.
There's no second.
Tabitha, how's this affect us? We do wait 2 more weeks. How's that going to affect the county? And what you gotta do, and what everybody else has to do?
Well, first off, you have an ordinance that says you'll adopt the budget at the first meeting in August, which we did address it, and it was tabled,
But we didn't know.
but we didn't adopt it. So it is very important that you get the budget adopted. We hold things and don't process them, we will hold things up until we get an adoption. One of the most important things that everybody might not see as important, but we have rating conferences for the next 2 days. And I'm going to have to explain why we don't have a budget.
Thank you.
and that's gonna be difficult, that's gonna be kind of difficult to do.
Thank you.
I'd like to say, we did the chairman's proposed budget. He did. And I'm not talking to any department head out there right this moment, but department heads put in requests, they put in all kind of information, and things were ignored. We've done what we can do. We've changed some positions inside the sheriff's department that were on the budget that we proposed, that everybody had an opportunity to see. We haven't added anything to it, we took away. We have a park out here that on an oversight, the maintenance and lawn care and taking care of that park ends in a few months. So we decided we need to do something about it, so we put it in the budget. One way or another, we're gonna take care of it, and this is what we did. So that's something that the public didn't see. They see that park every day, and you voted us up here to take care of things, and we're going to. We're shorthanded in our DOT department. Our DOT department needed a piece of equipment that's $50,000. We put it in here to help take care of employees and to help take care of the lack of employees that we have there. We took the employee buyback. Last year we added 40, gave them 40 hours that they could get. It's their money. Should be listed, in my view, as a liability to us. We don't have to, but it should be. It's their money. And we put in 40 hours for them when we passed that budget last year, right there in front of y'all, just like this. It wasn't in the budget, we put it in, we added it to it. This year we changed it to 60. And I would have liked to have done more. But we changed it to 60. And we gave the citizens, we gave the employees across the board in this budget a 3% raise. There's nothing in this budget that we haven't discussed over the last few weeks and that everybody's had an opportunity to talk about, except for the maintenance of Veterans Park and a $50,000 machine. In fact, I had citizens asking, when are you going to do something for the employees? So there's nothing that's not been discussed. We have an obligation to the citizens. We have an obligation to the employees. We have an obligation to this county. We're in the middle of doing a lot of projects. This should not have been brought up like this tonight. We had a great meeting this morning. This is a positive thing. And we need to pass a budget. And we need to unite together to pass the budget and move on. I would pray for a 5-0 vote to pass this budget.
The earlier motion failed for lack of a second. Action to approve the fiscal year 2017 budget, option 1, the chairman's proposed budget, or option 2, proposed budget dated July 15, 2016, or option 3, proposed budget with changes made on August the 23rd work session. Is there a motion?
There's a I'm going to make a motion to approve the budget that we dealt with this morning and that was sent out this afternoon, and that all of us have, that have the same information in it that we talked about this morning. That's the budget I'm making a motion to approve.
Second.
So that budget is the proposed budget with changes that were made at the August 23rd work session. That's what you proposed. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there's a second. Any other discussion?
Yeah, I understand why it would like to be tabled, but there's a lot going on. This process has been really bad this year. Hopefully in the future it won't be this way. But we need to move on. There's only 6 major changes. A budget is just a budget. We need to get it passed. We can come back to it. If there's something that needs to be changed, you can amend a budget. Right now, we need to get it passed, though. Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Passes 4-1. Number 2, 2, action on 2016-01-TAA application by Christine Reese for a text amendment to change the Paulding County zoning ordinance, Article 8, Section M2, B1, General Business District, to add as permitted use auto broker's office only with no vehicles on site. Recommendation for approval was 501. This was tabled from our August 9, 2016 Board of Commissioners meeting. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. New business, number 1, action to adopt resolution 16-38, approving the lease for the Georgia State Patrol Post in Paulding County. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
That's the conclusion of our regular business session. There's no executive session.
I know, I'd like to say one thing before you close. That's okay. And I'm doing this for one of our departments. There's been some talk out there that somebody's going to have a write-in candidate for commission chairman. So that talk's been out there, and so I'm going to set the record straight, because sometimes if you don't set the record straight right here, it just don't get straight. I'm not going to be a write-in candidate. I don't want to be a write-in candidate. If I wanted to do something like that, I would have done something earlier. I have not thought about being a write-in candidate. I haven't been asked to be a write-in candidate. That's not what I want to do. And I want to set the record straight on that, because we got some people stirring the pot when it comes to that, and that doesn't need to be done. I'm letting the elections office know, and I'm letting you know in public. When I ran the second time, I prayed about it, and I'm doing what I feel like God's asked me to do. I do that each and every day. I'm where I want to be. This is where I feel good being. I enjoy my job, and I'm not going to be a write-in candidate. So anybody that's putting that out there, anybody that has any questions about it, that's over with. Don't talk to me about it. I'm not doing it. Another thing that's been said out there, we got a new commission chairman going to start January 1. My hope and prayer in my heart is that we're going to work with that commission chairman.
Amen.
It's the commission chairman that the voters voted in. And that's who we need to work with. That person has the same vote that I do and the same vote these other guys do. One vote. We're going to work together. The votes need to happen up here on this board in front of y'all. And whatever that vote is, that's the direction that the county and the board will move in. We're going to work with him, and I think the 4 men that are up here that will be with him January 1 will work good with Mr. Carmichael. I think he's got a good opportunity to work with some good guys. Last thing I'd like to say before we close. I appreciate each and every one of the employees, department heads. I know that we have gone through tough times. I hope that this budget that we've passed tonight, that you know that we care for you. We want you to do the job for the citizens. We appreciate you. And like I said, we're not going to make everybody happy. Can't do that at home, and it doesn't happen at work. But I can tell you, we've worked hard to do it. We've worked hard to see what we could do to show you that we appreciate the employees. And that, from the bottom of my heart, I thank each and every employee for what you do each and every day for the citizens of Paulding County. All of us working together will continue to make Paulding County a good place to work, live, and play. Thank you.
I'd like to say one other thing. I'd like to thank all the employees that stuck in here through the tough times. We have a tremendous amount of people that stayed with very little thank you. But I want to tell you thank you from my heart, and I know and I recognize those of you in the county that hung in here when others couldn't stay for whatever reason. They had to go somewhere else to make a living for their family. And what we've done today is by far the cheaper route than to keep training people in different positions in the county. It costs us more when we have one leave to retrain, especially in certain departments, and you guys know, I mean, the fire department, the sheriff's department gets a lot of recognition in that area, and they should. But you just don't take a person off of the street no matter what, whether it be in the water department or where, and just put them out there and say, okay, do the job, we're leaving you here. It takes somebody to train them and take care of them, and I really want to say thank you to the employees. We got some great people. Thank you especially for those that stayed when it would have been easy to have left.
Your motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.